Comedy, drama. We often think of these as separate from each other, or sometimes complete and utter opposites as genres. But as we delve deeper into the family trauma genre, we find the lines between laugh tracks and tears blend into one. Our sitcoms used to be nothing but laughs. Our dramas used to be nothing but suspense and sorrow. Somewhere along the way, something changed, and I promise you this time, it isn't because of Arrested Development. Actually, I lied. It's because of Arrested Development. What up, you guys? I'm Kent E.S. Larwill, and I'm a writer, YouTuber, who talks about everything from philosophy, politics, storytelling, and more. The easiest way to support what I do is to subscribe to this channel and like this video. It's free and takes a second to do. What we should first recognize is that blending comedy and drama is nothing new. Shakespeare was notorious for this. In his plays of murder and tragic death, William Shakespeare almost always found a moment to write in a scene about cod pieces, drunken stupors, or even include a full comedic relief character, such as Falstaff. This was partly done to appease the lower-brow viewers who cared little for the soliloquies, but also fulfilled a more essential purpose. When you blend moments of comedy with moments of drama, the audience is taken on an emotional roller coaster, which they were initially not expecting. This allows the laughs to be more cathartic, and the sorrows to hit more heavy. In modern times, we see the term Whedonism used to describe the style created by Joss Whedon, where he would always include a witty remark or lighthearted joke when tensions were at their highest.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
But this was nothing new, not even for television. Drama has almost always had comedy peppered in it, but in the era of television, family sitcoms, that is, family situational comedies, drama had been absent for the first 50 years of its creation. The laugh tracks and lighthearted struggles filled the first 5 decades without any rise in tension or any overly devastating events. That is, of course, until our favorite dysfunctional family from the 2000s came to the scene. Arrested Development was a comedy pure and simple, but we found ourselves somehow more invested with these characters as the series carried on. As each character fought for themselves and strived to fulfill their personal goals, we felt the tension rise despite the comedy. Although the drama was low, we still found ourselves asking what ifs on how each episode or season will end. Will George ever get out of prison? Will the rest of the Bluth family get arrested alongside him? Is this the season where Michael actually finds a girlfriend who lasts? Will Buster ever grow up? Will Lucille's affair with Oscar ever get fully revealed? Will Lindsay and Tobias ever get divorced or figure out their marital issues? Will George, Michael, and Maybe ever enter into an incestuous relationship as lovers/cousins? This comedy had audiences wondering what would happen next, episode after episode, in a way comedies had never done before. This had me at a loss as to how this felt so much different than the comedies that came before it. The Simpsons would always raise the stakes as the cartoon family got into more over-the-top situations, which could only be shown in an animated show. Married with Children had disgruntled family members bickering with each other, but nonetheless, the drama didn't seem to spur out of these shows the same way as Arrested Development did. Why? What did Arrested Development do to raise the drama in the show despite being a comedy through and through? It boils down to one simple shift that you can easily miss if you're not looking for it. Arrested Development broke the episodic mold that the previous comedy TV shows had lived and died by. We no longer sat back comfortably for 22 minutes to digest a story from beginning to end with characters we've grown accustomed to. Now we watch the Bluth family struggle with an ongoing lawsuit and investigation into their corrupt company. As George constantly tries to get out of prison, as Michael pursues a season-long love interest, as Lindsay and Tobias' marriage slowly deteriorates, as Buster and Lucille bounce back and forth in their unhealthy mother-son relationship, as George Michael and maybe go through class president elections and teen struggles. We watch these stories develop episode after episode, season after season. And although the tone of the show is as lighthearted as can be, we still have the thought in the back of our minds, what's going to happen to the Bluth family next? We don't get the same sense of tension from the episodic sitcoms of the 90s. The Simpsons, Seinfeld, Everybody Loves Raymond, even the sitcoms from the same era as Arrested Development, like 2.5 Men or Modern Family, don't carry the same weight of tension as the show with an ongoing narrative to follow. Don't get me wrong, those shows are still great at what they do, but drama is just not in their wheelhouse. Despite the emphasis on comedy, Arrested Development premieres each episode as if it were a daytime soap opera with a recap so we know the stakes of the episode ahead. Although comedy is the final purpose, drama still looms in the air. Fast forward 15 years and we get Succession, the drama series. Wait. Comedy series. Fast forward 15 years and we get Succession, the comedy series. No, hold up. It's definitely a drama series. Yes, drama series. But like, I laugh in every episode. I laugh in every freaking scene, really. But I care deeply for the characters. So, drama comedy, maybe? I didn't even plan this, but Wikipedia even describes Succession as a satirical black comedy drama, hyphenating the two together. With a show like Succession, we see the artistic conclusion of Arrested Development, and quite possibly of William Shakespeare, where comedy and drama clash, collide, mesh, and mingle in a way where you can no longer differentiate the two dramas from each other as laughs and sorrows hit you scene after scene, episode after episode, till the entire series comes to an end. We now live in an era where the drama series can be comedy and the comedy series can be a drama, and we as the viewer are left perplexed on if we are watching a drama with comedy or a comedy with drama, to the point where we shrug our shoulders and just call it a comedy drama. You would not have any show from the 90s fall into this mashed up category. Back then, comedies were comedies and dramas were dramas with maybe a splash of comedy written in. Slowly, the shift happened where comedies became, bit by bit, more dramatic until we couldn't find the difference between the two. This blend of comedy and drama could never have come from the evolution of a drama alone. How could a drama series integrate comedy so seamlessly and still be taken seriously as a drama? It couldn't. Viewers would be left confused as they tuned into drama trying to shoehorn in too much comedy. But is there a way in which comedy could gradually, over time, bring drama to the family sitcom? Yes, and it is done so when a comedy is so bold enough to break the episodic formula and have family and external tensions develop over the series. This is exactly what Arrested Development did, and following in its wake, we see Shameless take up the mantle as the line between comedy and drama begin to blur just a little more. Once more, with Shameless taking a serialized form over the episodic, until we reach the deranged Roy family with relentless witty remarks draped in damaged childhoods as devastating life events hit us while situational satire drape over us. We willfully drown in our tears as our mouths remain open, laughing all the way to the death of Logan Roy and the sibling rivalry which leads to the company takeover. Looking beyond Succession, we see the same muddling of comedy and drama define a show like The Bear, which carries the mantle into 2026 as it reaches its final season, and I somehow doubt this is the last TV show which blends two once diametrically opposed genres. Comedy, drama, comedy, drama. A simpler name unifies all of these once separate genres. It is all unified under the same branch that has this dysfunction unraveling in our family's trifles. This unifying banner is the family trauma genre.
You didn't say corner.
And if you like that video, then you can check out my book where I talk about that and many other issues that might help you. It's got a title so edgy, I'm not even sure if I can say it on YouTube. So check it out in the description. And as always, if you want, you can like, subscribe, and all that other fun stuff. More videos coming, of course.